Now, let's talk about commercial property market for a moment. We're seeing falling valuations and an oversupply of office space in CBD markets. Now, this is not a healthy diagnosis for the commercial property sector. Disruptions to trading conditions and the impact of rental flow is already and will continue to hurt commercial property for, let's say, the next 6 months. Now, a fall in valuations could definitely create some serious headaches for highly geared investors, but it's also going to create some once-in-a-lifetime purchasing opportunities for street-smart investors. And we always tell our clients, you make your money in a boom, but you build your empire in a downturn. We're here to help people build those empires. Now, 2020 is a big year for commercial space. This chart shows the expected percentage increase in delivered commercial square meterage space in both middle ring and inner city suburbs, inner city Sydney and Melbourne. Now, in Melbourne, and these numbers are just crazy, in Melbourne, nearly 400,000 square meters of supply is expected to be delivered by December. Now, that's the largest increase in commercial space in 3 decades. Now, the Sydney market, a little bit less, is expecting 150,000 square meters to be added by December. So Providence does purchase commercial property for many of our clients, and we've been very successful with it. They're a great yield tool, but we do not recommend retail commercial real estate. There's just high vacancy risk there, and that's because there's weak consumer spending and there's a heightened competition in that market. So for us, we just tell our clients to steer clear. There's other commercial assets that you can purchase in property that are better than retail. Now, it's important when buying commercial during this particular environment that you do as much research as possible on the tenant, okay? And that's to avoid a situation where you've got no tenant and you've got no income. Now, I want to finish up here by giving you some of my final thoughts. Firstly, this is a once-in-a-lifetime buyer's market. You could grab a 5 to 20% discount on your purchase at the moment, which is what we're seeing. We are now in a buyer's market, and as buyers, you have transitioned from a price taker to a price maker, and it is the ideal market environment for strong price negotiation. Now, money has never been cheaper, and we have the lowest interest rates in history, and a promise from the RBA that they're not going to raise rates until unemployment reaches more ideal levels. This is very important. Don't panic if you have exposure to property already. Okay, I know I'm talking about great opportunities for buying here, but if you don't have to sell, don't worry about it. This is a short-term market devaluation, and property, which was purchased with a long-term view, will thrive. Approvals and property building commencements have shrunk, and they're going to continue to decline, causing enormous undersupply. Now, new supply was already tight as a result of the Royal Commission in 2017, and the tightening of credit, which also followed that. Now, these conditions are ideal for prices to rise once we get through COVID-19. And rental vacancy rates, they've been trending downwards in recent years, and this will further this further undersupply is going to put intense upwards pressure on those rents. Now, the demand for property will increase as Australia looks for a less volatile investment. I remember when the GFC happened, we had a significant amount of self-managed super funds being open, and that's because people were just so disheartened by seeing their hard-earned money get lost in the stock market, and they opened up SMSFs and they purchased property in there, and we believe that's going to support this market again. And history has shown us that property in the right areas bounces back after a stock market crash. So for us, some of the best buying that we've ever seen happened during or shortly after the GFC. So this is the time when fortunes will be made. And I'm not saying that you should be impulsive and just go out there and buy something. You need to do your research. All right. Very few people, though, pick the bottom of the market. Do not be that person that sits there and goes, I'm going to wait for it to keep falling. Because you're going to be the same person that said that after the GFC. You're going to be the same person that missed out on the 2011 to 27 run. You're going to keep missing out, okay? We don't know when the bottom of the market's going to be, but we do know that we are buying well for our clients at the current point in time, okay? So make sure you're at least looking at the market and you're in a position to jump on something if the opportunity rises. Now I'm just going to sign off, but we've got a ton of videos on YouTube with tips, tricks, and research. I encourage you to use this for your own self-education. Remember, procrastination and fear comes from lack of knowledge. In order for you to take action, you need confidence, and confidence comes from knowledge. The property cycle, it's very predictable, and Providence is known for its description and its predictions based on our understanding of that cycle. So if you'd like to watch a full video on the cycle, type Providence Property Group into YouTube. Check those out. We've got videos on challenges facing retirement, which for, some of those people that are obviously in their 40s, getting into their 50s, retirement's a big thing you've got to think about. Lastly, knowing when to buy and when to sell. It's not worth much if you don't know where. So we've got a 3-tier research methodology which has allowed us to return above average results for our clients for over 14 years. And if you'd like a sneak peek at our purchasing criteria again, well, I recommend that you go to YouTube. Just type in Providence Property Group, check it out, or go to our website. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the data and what I had to go through. I hope it's been beneficial. I hope it's been educational. And I wish you the best of luck with your purchasing. If you have any questions or you would like some assistance, contact Providence Property Group today.